Every person has something in common. We're all people, made up of the same matter, living life moment after moment. However, it is in these moments that our differences start to show. Different memories etched into different people's heads to replay for them and only them. We are all the same, but we are all different.
What did a typical day for you look like, say, in January before the pandemic began?
In January, I would wake up and I would go to school until 2:40. After school, I would go directly to work until 6, and then I would come home. I'd usually eat dinner. I would do some homework, and then I'd probably watch some YouTube or a show on Netflix.
My typical day was working with the staff doing different projects, doing like quality projects or orienting new staff to the hospital.
I woke up, went to school, came home from school, did homework, ate dinner, watched TV for a few hours, went to bed.
Well, I would wake up, I would get ready for school, then I would drive to school, which took about like 30 minutes. I'd get to school, and then I'd go to my friends' cars, and we'd talk in the morning before we went up, and then I'd be in school, go back down to my car, probably go to work, and then come home, and then do homework, go on my computer for a bit, and then go to bed.
It was much more social, obviously, than it is right now. So when the students all arrived at our doors, we literally stand at our door and greet them and shake every hand as the kids walk in and say, "Hey, how are you?" So they had social interaction and felt a part of a group from the second that they walked in. And then my group, we have a morning meeting, which is social emotional. So we all, again, shake hands in a circle, play a game, do some community building, and then snack, and then we get to work for the rest of the day. It's lots of partner work. So they're always working in a team or a group and helping each other out.
I went to school, and then after school, I worked until 7.
How has that sense changed as a result of COVID?
It's really changed since COVID-19 because now I wake up, I do some homework for school, I eat dinner, and then I watch more Netflix and more YouTube, and then I'm up till probably like 1 in the morning or 2.
We no longer have new staff. We have a hiring freeze, and all projects have been put on hold.
Well, obviously, I don't have school anymore, so I just watch TV the day basically, have dinner at like 6.
Well, I'm waking up a lot later now. I get ready, get back in bed, and I go online and do the classes. And then when school's over, I usually go on the Peloton bike at my house for like a 45-minute class, and then I hang around, maybe walk my dog, and then go to bed.
Changed a lot. So there's no social aspect for the kids. They all tell me that they're lonely, all of them. I get FaceTime calls at 9:30 p.m. and somebody will try me and try me and try me and try me again. Like they just keep trying to connect. And I have so many email during the day. I still do the morning meeting, so I still connect with my students and then having a lesson. But the lesson truly is more of, okay, here's the assignments. Remember we sent you this document, and clicking the links, making sure they can get to what they need to do. And then they have to do it on their own. It's much harder to work with them.
Now I just go to work, but we have longer hours.
As a nurse, what is your whole view on this epidemic and how it's being handled?
I think it's being handled as well as it can be for what we're dealing with. I think it's been about 4 weeks since we've seen changes. And in that time frame, I think we've definitely made like improvements, definitely doing more testing, isolating. We have deployed staff all over different areas. So today I walked through the ICUs and they were quiet.
What measures have your school district taken to continue educating students during their stay-at-home orders?
They have been excellent. They have created a remote learning plan, and all the way through it, they have asked teacher input. So we've been involved every step of the way, which has been awesome. Our districts have to work with the Department of Education, who has to work with the government, with Governor Baker, to figure out what we need. And they have told us that they want us to focus on creating lessons that will hit all those standards and teach those standards so that the kids will be ready to start 5th grade.
Are there any measures that your work has put into effect for the customers and their safety?
We use masks, gloves, and now we use more like sanitation products. They don't have to come into the store anymore. But all they have to do is write us an email, and then we will go around and shop for them and deliver it to their cars instead of going inside.
How has this pandemic affected the decisions that you've had to make regarding your future?
It somewhat affected it. I was pretty confident on my decision before any of this had really happened, and I got a chance to tour the school before everyone was quarantined. But I do think that shaped the way that like my like future would be going, because I don't get to like celebrate in school or anything. Like it hasn't affected it that much, but there's been some things that have changed.
It definitely made me think more about like how far away I want to go. I ended up picking the furthest school, but it definitely made me like think about my options a lot more clearly about how far away I want to go and if it's worth like being far away with all this stuff going on.
It definitely had a big impact because I wasn't able to actually tour the school I ended up going to, as well as it got in the way of my recruitment process because I was supposed to have an ID clinic where I was supposed to commit originally on March 23rd, and then that got canceled because of coronavirus. And the tournament that my coach was going to scout me at also got canceled. So then I had to commit verbally off of a coach's recommendation instead of off of playing. So it was confusing and it messed up a lot of things.
With all of these events going on in the healthcare world, has that shifted your view or what you want to do in the future at all?
I think it motivates me more to try harder in school and continue the path that I want to go down. Just seeing how like right now I can't do much other than stay home and protect my family and protect the people around me from going outside. But I know that I could probably be making a bigger difference inside the hospitals if I was trained to become a nurse. So I'm looking forward to like getting to help the people around me rather than just sitting at home.
I plan on majoring in biology and maybe double majoring in biology and neuroscience. I mean, it's definitely made me more passionate about it, I guess, because like I want to be able to help people, and especially during a time like this, like a lot of people need help and the healthcare professionals are under a lot of stress and stuff right now, so like being able to help them in any way possible.
What has the most challenging part of this whole situation been for you?
I think finding things to do. Nothing feels the same because I can't go out with friends and everything. So the most challenging thing is probably just finding things to do or online learning, teaching myself. 'Cause it's different learning online than like learning in a classroom. So just kind of adjusting to online learning and everything.
Probably listening to the staff. Staff are not happy, probably being relocated.
Probably the fact that I can't play soccer, I guess, competitively because this was supposed to be my last club season and I had a bunch of my friends who were on my team, so it was supposed to be super fun. And now my coach was laid off, who I'd had for a couple of years, so I don't have my coach anymore, even if we do go back, which we might not. And if we don't, I'm going to be upset because that was supposed to be like my last few games with the kids I've played with since I was like 5. So also like the fact that I can't see my friends and stuff.
I think for me, it's just not being able to see my friends like at all, because I'm used to seeing them like every day, and now I just have my family around all the time, and that's a little annoying sometimes. And yeah, I guess not being able to leave the house and like seeing the people I want to see.
Believe it or not, technology, I have no problem with technology. It's just silly things. Like a lot of the times I'll get emails from kids. Like yesterday, I think I had an email from one girl. She emailed maybe 16 times. The link doesn't work. And I said, okay, we'll try this. Still doesn't work. And some of the parents aren't home to help them. So I have one girl, it's she and her older brother who's in 7th grade. and they're alone all day long because both parents leave the house to work. So she's on her own trying, she still comes to some of the Zoom meetings, but she's in and out of the meeting. So the technology piece of it has been really the biggest challenge, especially on a Zoom call with 20 10-year-olds, and not being able to be there because we can't see the kids and I can't see their work. Some of them that don't want to work on the computer, they'll hold up a piece of paper like this. See what I did? Those choices make it hard to teach.
Having like more hours and doing school online while trying to balance the two.
In this situation, one event inflicted itself upon people all over the world. 6 people saw it differently. Over the past 7 weeks, I have grown as a person. In the beginning, I was upset. How could I not be? My senior year was ruined. But as I became more aware of what was unfolding outside of my home, I came to a realization. While my feelings were valid, other people were encountering much larger obstacles, way worse setbacks. My problems were minuscule on their scale. Over the course of the last 7 weeks at home, I have grown into a much more open-minded and aware person, the person I want to be and the person I like being. I encourage you all to do the same. Open your eyes and see the bigger picture. It makes life seem that much more valuable.